So if you're like me, you have encountered many less than average quality people. So if you're trying to figure out if you like humanity or not, let me be your guide. If you cringe at when you see any of the following, you most likely hate people. If you actually ever thought about berating a slow walker, a really slow walker, and they don't move. When you encounter somebody on the escalator that's just standing there, those who think they're smarter than they actually are, those who think they're more popular than they actually are, people who bump into you without saying a thing, anybody who's ever made an elevator delay by like a second or two because they just have to get on at the last second. Really, sir? Mickey Mouse will still be there whether you're there in 10 minutes or not. Anybody with an annoying laugh, or anybody that yells too much. Anybody who decides to have deep and private conversations out in the open very loudly. The person who always goes, how have you not heard of that band? Or, how have you never seen that movie? Because everything that they see and hear is obviously hip and everybody should see. And really, I love anybody that's loud. But just when you overdo it, that's when it gets annoying and that's when I start to hate people. Group project members. Those people who don't pay attention when they're waiting in line, and so there's that big gap between them and the next person, and then they don't realize it for a while when everybody else is like trying to get their attention, but then they're like, oh no, I have time, I don't need to move up, blah 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 blah. Those people who walk in front of you and then they just stop. People who try to look over your shoulder at whatever you're reading or texting. Those people who cannot stop tapping their pen or tapping the table or tapping the floor. Those people who just won't stop talking when you're supposed to be in a quiet environment. People who make really loud chewing sounds. When somebody just beats you to the checkout line at the grocery store and they have like 30 plus items in their bag. When people use guilt trips way too often. People who don't have regard for your schedule. Yes, I know that you have that thing later, but also can you come over and help me do this one thing? It'll only take like 5 hours, but you know. When people literally don't know how to use a computer. Creepers who don't leave you alone. Large crowds, especially full of anybody under the age of 18. When people park their cars and they park in 2 parking spots at the same time. When people leave a mess and then they just don't clean it up. Anybody in a public place that plays their music without headphones. Yes, of course, I'd love to listen to your gangster rap, so would everybody else on this public property. Anybody who tries to act different just to be different, but then they just come off as fake. Fake people, obnoxious people, college guys. Any person that has ever made a whole class stay later because they just have to get that one last question in. When people are so nice that it's fake. The person who always needs to know what you're doing, or what you're wearing, or what you're reading, or what you're doing later. Small children. People who don't bother to control their child in public. Pretentious people. And people. Disclaimer, I don't actually hate people. I just get annoyed by these habits of people. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I put up new videos every Sunday. You can go find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. I will see you guys next Sunday. Thank you, love you, bye.